The pain I ingest, I retain, assess and I change. Possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints. Money, clout, and fame, a disease, a plague. We all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name. All our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy. Think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on every screen. I won't let them fester me. I know most are festering. Negativity is a plague for the mentally weak. No mercy, all I got is working. Never stop searching, never quite so thirsty. I'm toxic and psychotic, with this logic, you can't stop it. It's been chronic since I was a boy, so neurotic and chaotic.
Built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the cast, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grave and put your foot on the gas. No, never stop competing, yeah. I've been doing this, I'm on it. I just wanna be iconic. Sipping on a gin and tonic, got me going off when I'm on this topic, yeah. If I ever play, I want it. You know that I'm always honest. Stay away from those who are toxic. Keep them out your face, no way, you don't want it, yeah.
Don't try to drain my energy. The enemy is everything. It's mentally, unhealthily, spreading like a rare disease. But I won't let it get to me. I don't need your therapy. I can leave a legacy of leading by intensity. Come on, we can fight this. Freedom is priceless. Spread just like a virus. Living in a crisis. Do you feel courageous? Do you seek greatness? Trust me, you can take it. Go on and take your aim. Yeah.
Built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna
What up, Nine?
mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em.
Trapaholics Mixtapes.
As the 9% and word would say, make a better you, a better us.
Give them what they asked for.
Who do you think you are? I'm the word. Boy, I'm the one who put in the work.
When I move, is it a quick rumble? I will never ever fall, never stumble. And I don't need to be humble. Break down walls like Jericho crumble.
What up, though? It's the word. You see the title. We about to get into it. But before we do that, do me a favor. Hit that like. And if you're new, hit that subscribe, man. It's free to you, but it mean the world to me. And that being said, let me get it to the chat. My 33 brother, Mr. Gary Busted Down Brown. What it do with the niggas, fam? What up, man? Appreciate you. Dee. What up, bro? Dee, appreciate you. What up, man? King Blackout is in the building. What up, fam? Appreciate you. What up, man? Hey, man. Hey, G, man. Yeah, I appreciate you, bro. Cause before you asked that question, I was contemplating, but when you text me, I was like, well, I guess it's meant for me to go live. So I was like, yeah, let me make a live. We just lit, bro. We just lit. Y'all can hit the link. We can have a conversation about anything, everything. It is what it is. We here for a good time. Hopefully not a long time. I did a 20-minute live yesterday. Y'all go check that out. Some good information in there. I said what I had to say, and then I got off. You know, if there's interaction, then we popping. If it's not, then you know, if I'm just sitting up here talking, then I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna go do something else. That's just how I am. It is what it is. But yeah, we had a conversation about whatever, anything, everything. If I want to ask me questions, pick my brain, whatever you want to do, we can do it. I'm here, you here, so we here, right? But yeah, man. I've been saying writers been having some lit lives, man. Shout out to Rach. She live now, I think. I was just at her live a minute ago before I came live. She been having some good live. And tonight she was talking about like these predators that be on these uh games, like these interactive games, be having these chat rooms and stuff. She asked a question like, what can we do ultimately? Because, the system is the system, bro. And if you think it's for you, then uh that sucks, right? That sucks for you. If you think the system is for you, that sucks for you. Reality is you have the obligation to protect you and your own. You know what I'm saying? There are things set in place for society to intervene if something where people become unscrupulous. But ultimately, you have to protect yourself. So when we're talking about online, especially with the kids, even us, man, online, man, we got to kind of monitor. Uh, we have to monitor what the kids doing, but you got to monitor what you're doing too. You know, because you giving your access to yourself to all these different types of people, even if it's people just getting on your nerves, they're changing your energy. You know what I'm saying? You got to protect your own energy, bro. You got to protect your happiness. You got to protect your peace. So even dealing with people and things that go against that, we got to monitor ourselves. But the kids definitely. And when I was listening to her, I'm thinking like, shit, that parental stuff, yeah, it worked to an extent. But you still got to see what they're doing because my son, 5 years old, man, he done figured all that out. He done figured like three of my passcodes out. He know how to reset pass. He 5 years old, man. He knows how to reset the password. He got my email. He knows like my son is like Rain, like numbers. He loved numbers. That's how I was when I was little. I was more with numbers than I was with letters. I was more synchronous. I could synchronize numbers or remember numbers better than letters. I had to practice remembering like letters and words and stuff, but numbers, that was easy for me. You give me a code, a combination, I can remember it. And that's how he is. Hassan, what up, though, my bro? Appreciate you, fam. Appreciate you. Yeah, that's how that's how it was when I was little with these numbers. So he know how to reset passcodes, he know how to do all that. My son is very tech savvy. At 5 years old. He'll see somebody and he got that mimic memory, I like to call it. I call it mimic memory. Like when you see somebody do it and you can mimic it after you've seen it. I'm like that. Like I can see somebody do something and I can go back and do duplicate it, replicate it, however you want to say it. Or as far as whatever we talking about. But I can mimic. I can mimic good. He got that gift from me. It's natural. It's natural. Now I honed it over the years. I understood what it was, so that's what I'm gonna guide him into. Let him know what it is, so he can hone it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Gary. He had that conversation about honing and sharpening. So yeah. So it's up to us, man. It's up to. Is that Naga? Yeah, I think that's Naga. ICD salute. What up, though? But that's where I'm at. Yeah, my daughter broke my TV in the living room yesterday, and I told my wife like we ain't getting a new TV for like a month or two, right? Yeah, I done broke down. We're gonna get a new TV tomorrow. I broke. She like I just. I'm like, all right. I ain't gonna keep arguing. I said no 3 times, and she still finding reasons why we need a TV in the living room. Like I don't even watch the TV, so I think they should go without it for a while. 'Cause I'm kind of old school, right? I got that old school, and uh, I feel like my kids are spoiled. Even though they kids, they 5 and 2, but like this is my son broke 2 TVs. The next day we go get a new TV. And it's like now my daughter, I knew it had like eventually the shit was gonna happen. It has to happen. That's like kids writing on the wall. They go break shit. They go. I know that. I'm waiting for them to break the goddamn window. That's what I'm waiting for. Because I know it's gonna happen. I know it's gonna happen. It's inevitable, right? I broke windows. My sister broke windows. My other sister, my baby sister didn't break windows. Everybody broke a window. Everybody broke a TV or a glass or a veil, something. Everybody did some shit, right? So I just expect my kids to do it too. It's like part of the process. But I think it's just better for them to understand now, especially because my daughter is learning from my son. Like you have to earn what you get. And the TV broke, okay, we gonna go without it for a while. Y'all gonna feel the pain of not having the TV. Y'all gonna say it was a fucking luxury, and y'all appreciate it more. Even though they're kids, I don't care. I'm instilling this shit, and I'm explaining the whole process. I be talking to my kids like they grown. I don't care what nobody says. Talk about they don't understand. You know why they don't understand? Because they don't understand. So I'm gonna teach them young. You can instill it young. You can give them that thought process young. You can give them that framework when they're young. And if you give them the framework when they're young, they have more time working with it. That's my grandmother treated me like I was fucking grown. I was cleaning and cooking and sewing and shit before the age of 5. That's how my grandmother treated me. And I turned out okay. So my kids, I see they have the aptitude, they have the cognitive, um, they're very observant. So they can learn. They can learn. And that's what I'm doing. I'm teaching. What up, though, Naga? Pixie, what up, though, Pixie?
Salute, bro. What's going on, man? What's love and respect?
Nah, I'm just sitting up here rapping. And I always talk to her like a tiny adult. Okay. And she is asked about the word. You talk about it. Yeah, that's what, what? My wife be laughing. She be like, they kids, right? I'm like, man, look, my son, he can tell you 2 constellations right now. You know why he can tell you 2 constellations? Because I taught him 2 constellations. He know how to go take his telescope. He's 5 years old. Know how to take his telescope and how to point and find it. He know how to go on my phone and find an app. That app to tell him where to point at. He know how to adjust it. Because I'm not treating him. He's still a kid. He have fun. He run. He play. He jump on the couch. He jump on the bed. He do all the kid stuff. But when I'm teaching him stuff, I'm teaching him, and I don't have to. I don't feel like I have to treat him as a kid but you have to know your children, right? And I'm just saying, mine is very observant, so he comprehends and he has a speech impediment. Like I don't think it's not a speech impediment. He just don't say certain words clear. Right? He got a high palate, just like I ain't start talking right until I was like 10 years old. Ain't nobody understand nothing I said until I was about 10. So so like people be like, oh, he can't. I understand everything he's saying. Maybe we just speak the same language. I don't know, but him and my daughter, my wife be like, "What did they say?" I'd be like, "Oh, they said this." She'd be like, "Oh, how you know?" I just know. And I don't know, maybe because I did the shit when I was little. But anyway, other than that, the kid is. I mean, he amazing, man. Even that, I don't think that slow him down. It don't stop him because he knows. I like when my grandmother was a special ed teacher, right? So growing up, I had I had a cousin that had Down syndrome, I had another cousin who had she had a mental retardation. Like she was so neither one of them could speak. So I had to learn sign language. And as I got older, like working in the hospital, my mom working in, I built relationships. And it was this one lady, she a pediatric doctor, and she said babies can learn sign language before they learn how to speak. So I was like, oh, that's cool, right? So I always taught my son and my daughter. They both know, well, they don't fully know sign language, but they know how to ask for stuff using sign language, you know? Um, so, I always like, so I can always communicate with him. Like if he can't say it, he'll sign it out. So I can communicate with him like that. Commander, what up, though? The lady of the nine, the minister, the general of defense is in the building. What up, though, nine? That's my nine. Yes.
So let me ask you a question, bro. So do you recommend that to every parent, or do you think that, it's only, you know, those parents, that's already put in the work?
I mean, I think anybody can do it. I think, like, because that's what the first thing kids pick up on is the visual, and so I think any parent can do it. It's not hard. It just take effort. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's a great way to communicate with your child in the early years to to get to have a clearer because they can't talk, but they can tell you when they're hungry. Like my daughter can tell you when she had to use the bathroom. She can say I love you. She can say, they learned left and right by using sign language. So if I tell my son his left side, his right, he learned all that when he was little.
Yeah,
So
that's a
it's
fact. I'm not,
benefits to it.
ain't no doubt, when it comes to, the kids learning, I mean, I was a kid myself, but what I'm saying, is the teaching aspect, because mine got me indoctrinated, right? Like,
Mm.
my pops, thought like, he was up, he was onto something, right? So he branched out, from my grandfather, right? The voodoo culture, right? He went into Christianity, right? And to him, that was, that was the thing. So when I was born, so he got me into the church early, you know, and to me, that's indoctrination. That got me indoctrination. So, it took me years, to get up out of that. That's what I'm saying. Do you, when it comes to the teaching aspect, do you feel like, that should be implemented, early, you know, uh, you know, for those parents that already did the work, or for just any parents, because right now we got parents that's in the street right now game banging, and they got their kids around them.
Yeah, lost cause, bro. I mean, kids go learn from their parents' actions before they learn from their words. Man. So, what we do and what they see, that's what they learning from, bro. So, like I grew up in the backwoods. I didn't move to the hood till I was 9. So I had that solid foundation. But when I got to the hood, I was exposed to it. So I mean, my mom was working, but my stepdad was in the street. So it was like I got acclimated into the streets. But that foundation, I was able to bounce back. So I wasn't fully what you would call indoctrinated because I knew it was another way. Some people don't know that. But that's all they know. All you know is what you know, right? So I mean, from that, I think it's just it's just the way it's like the question you ask. I like after hearing you explain, it's like um the question you ask is not going to give you the answer you seek. You know what I'm saying? I think uh, from what you looking for, uh, it's more like should we be more mindful of what we teach our kids and understand the impact and influences will have on them later? Because if we don't, there's gonna be a lot of stuff they have to unlearn before they can relearn what's right. They have to unlearn what's wrong. So I mean, I understand like asking from the standpoint of sign language question, but I think like from what you explained, I think that answer be more suitable to what I just did. I
Yeah,
think
the way you.
oh my bad, go ahead.
Now I was saying, yeah, you worded, better, but you did answer the question, which is go back to what I'm saying. The parents have to do the work, which is that they have to be aware, self-aware,
Yeah.
of what they are, you know, uh, teaching their kids or what they expose their kids to. But that's why I also said, the kids gonna learn regardless. Ain't no denying, that aspect. Because at the end of the day, I was a kid too, and I think
Mm.
one of the thing that I think that people don't give the kids is discernment. The kids have their ability to discern on their own. If a kids grow up, choose bad, they wanted to choose that bad. Just like if they do good, they wanted to choose good. You know, I'm using myself as an example. Grow up in the church, you know, and I was exposed to the street life, right? I never indulged in it, in a detrimental way. I basically use it for the benefits, right? But I never, just go, and get in the street and just be reckless, right? So it's just like, when I went in the church, I didn't just swallow the pill just like everybody did and just, hallelujah, Jesus, whatever. I didn't do that in the church and I didn't do that in the street too. And nobody taught me that, you know it's just me observing, as a child, ever since, I remember me being 8 years old. I had an argument, a fight with one of my friends. That memory, I've never forgot that right there. Like, it did something to me, trigger, it let me know, like, hold on, like, what, you know and ever since, like, I've been knowing, like, to make, to make my own choice. Like, this is why I get so many ass whooping when I was little. It's because, like, I was told to not do this and I was still gonna go and make my own choice, knowing I was gonna get my ass whooped. I was just hoping they didn't find out, you know but I was gonna do what I want to do regardless. So I'm saying that, I think that we don't give, the kids credit for being able to make their own choice, you know, despite of what we expose them to or what they've been exposed to.
And you said a lot I want to unpack, but at the beginning when you was talking about like parenting, right? It was funny you said that because right before I came, like when my wife was coming home, we always talk. That's when she get her venting out. I don't allow her to bring none of that stuff into the house. So anyway, she was asking me like, well, she was telling me she's like, I want to be a better mom. I want to be a good mom. She kept, saying because she want to spend more time. She want to do this. She want to do that. And I'm like, man, stop tripping. You're a great mom. And I said, you know how? You know you're a great mom because you actually thinking about being a good mom, bro. That's all my wife think about is about being a good wife, a good mom. Like she just want to be good at her roles in life. She want to be the best at it. That's as a desire. So she's seeking new ways to. That's how you know you good at something, or you a good person, man. When you finding new ways to be good at being a person, a mom, a dad. A lot of people don't even think about that shit. How can I be a better parent? How can I be a better spouse? How can I be a better human? People don't think about that shit. But the ones who do are the ones who have the desire to be better, right? So I wanted to say that. I wanted to share that. But then, um, when you was talking about the concept of like when you was talking about um the influence, of our parents and how you were in a situation where you observed, and you at a young age you knew how to kind of play it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna go too deep, I'm gonna go deep enough for the benefit. You know, that's how I was when I was a kid, and I think a lot of time is equipping the kids with the right information so they can make the right decision. You know, because if they watching us and we making wrong decisions and we telling them one thing and they feel us doing something else, they're gonna be like, well, my pops did it, why couldn't I do it? But if we educate them, give them the right information also, not just tell them to do what we do or do what we say, but actually educate them, give them, like when you said discernment, discernment is an acquired skill. It ain't something innate. That's something you develop over time. But making sure they have the right tools to be able to discern, help them understand like I have to bypass my emotions to think. Just because I feel so a certain type of way don't mean I have to act on it. You know, giving them tools like resiliency, teaching them how to be resilient, teaching them self-esteem, teaching them self-confidence. These are the things that help develop discernment. You know, because if you don't have the self-esteem, you ain't gonna be able to discern that. You don't have the confidence in yourself, you ain't gonna be able to discern that. If you can't get over the initial stimulant or action of what happened, you ain't gonna be able to think. Discernment is about thinking, not just feeling something.
Well, you're right on that. Discernment come from experience, and when I say that, I mean I'm talking about that. I'm the type of person that learned the hard way, like all the way. I had to get burned to understand that. All right, you know, this thing right there, it burn you. You can't just touch it, right? Like crawling, like I would see the candle, like I would go and try to touch it. Like that was me, you know. This is why like I would like I'm the type like a radio wouldn't work and I would like, yo, like, can y'all turn the radio on? Let me hear some music and they were like, oh no, the radio not working. I'm like, yo, why is it not working? But it used to work. It was working the other day. Like now we gotta get another one. Next thing you know, all right, I'm already opening it up. Like I'm finna see what's up, what's going on inside of it. Why is it not working? Like I was that, I was that type, and I'm saying that, I had to, because I had to, always. That's why people, that's why kids they always want to touch even a baby before they could even do anything. Like your hand is going already, already reaching for your hand. They want to touch everything. They want to test everything. So with
Hmm.
that, they get discernment. That probably not the
Yeah,
right word, but with that, that let them know, all right, what
they
they
start
can do,
building
what
their,
they
they start
right,
building their awareness of what can they
right,
do, what can't they do.
right. Cause before you turn your head, your baby already sleep, already touching something. You gotta get it, you gotta take it at their hand. Cause they so quick, they so everywhere, like you gotta keep your eyes on them all the time. And as a parent, not everybody have the, have the environment, to do that. They gotta do multiple things at a time, and it's like driving a car. Soon as you get your eyes on on the road, you might be running into somebody else or off the road. So it's like that's like
Hmm.
it's kind of like how it is, right? Watching kids, so they kind of learn on their own.
And I think it's just my belief, right? I think
Right.
innately we seek to understand our limitations. And I think that happens innately. So in kids, we often see them try things. They push limits and boundaries and shit when they're kids because that's how they begin to innately understand the limitations of what they can and can't do. I think that's just natural. And as we get older, we begin to find more um, uh, suitable ways to determine our limitations. Some of us do. Some of us just stop and allow other people to determine our limitations. But other people, we find better ways, less dangerous ways to test our limitations. Even like when you talk about the street stuff, bro, I think about that. Like, and I tested the waters, and like you said, you had to learn. I like the reason I survived is because I learned from others' mistakes. So I was like that until I seen it was a cost to it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, sometimes you touch the fire, that shit might burn everything, you know. So I had to learn from other people's mistakes. And and that's just like Gary was saying, the individual thing when it comes to the children. How like every child, I have to teach my daughter different than I teach my son because they're individual. I can't just teach them both the same way. It's not gonna work.
Yeah,
Not if I want to be effective and efficient. I can't do that,
yeah,
and
because
I know that. You know.
everybody endurance is not the same. Like when I was young, I used to play hot potato, right, with real fire. Like we would get the the fire in the island. We have coal. We have a lot of coal. So I just picked the little coal, with the fire, lit up, red, and we would just toast it to each other, and see who can hold it the longest, right? And soon that when
Mm.
you can't hold it no more, you just toss it to somebody else, and they no you can't drop it. If you drop it, you lose, right? So I'm just saying this to say, like to kind of agree with what you were saying that everybody endurance is not the same. So you kind of gotta know your own limitation, and once you know your own limitation, you know, and that's your guide right there. Do
Mm-hmm.
anything. All right, yeah, I can't do this. I can't do that. Like me, like in the street, I learned, like I said, I learned all the
Yes,
way
baby.
the hard way. Like I didn't learn like people that went to jail that got shot, things happened to them. They was in my ears. Like I was like, yo, I ain't never got stopped. Like and it went from I ain't never got stopped to oh yeah, every time I got stopped, they never find nothing, right? So it to the point that where I learned the hard way. Like hold on, man, like
Okay.
is this shit is already mapped out. It's two ways this shit gonna end. Like you ain't gonna come out and make something different. So just use it for your advantage. This is your limit right here. Boom. So I get my limit, and I learn. But like I said, that's knowing my limit. Some people would have been like, all right, now I could get a little more. I could, tweak it a little more. But like I said, with everything, I know my limit.
Mm-hmm. My bad, man.
Now you good. You good.
You want what? You want one? Okay. Oh, 1 second. I don't know who popped up in the back. 1 second.
But yeah, even me listening, I'm learning that, all right, that's another way, because even in my relationship with my pops, it kind of, me doing my work, me understand, realizing what's going on, and doing the work, it helped me understand that, all right, this is this is way that I could be a better father, you know, and even, listening to other, go ahead, go ahead, bro.
And to be honest with you, Joe, it's a lot of stuff I learned from my stepfather that he did wrong. I learned how to do it right by
Mm-hmm.
knowing why he did it or how he did it wrong. You know,
Mm-hmm.
not just being a dad, just being a man in general. Like
Yeah.
I knew, like I learned from my step pops, like man, you can't hold pain in. You gotta let that shit out, bro. Because you hold it in, that shit is manifests into a damn demon inside of you, bro.
Yeah, I learned the
This
same
is
shit from my dad too.
33.
I'm
Hold
learning that.
on. My brother coming up. My bad, bro. I was getting the baby
You
back in the
good.
bed.
But yeah, no, you're good.
I know that's why I came up.
Shout out to Gary, man. What's good in them, bro? What up, though?
What's going on with you, man? What's going on with you?
You know, we're living. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm listening to the conversation. I mean, I don't have no disagreement. I mean, y'all having a conversation right on the money, right? It's about individual situations, right? It's about the circumstances, the surrounding of being able to allow your child or your children to absorb in the aspect of learning because they're sponges. They see it. They want to know it, and they get curious. Right. That's why they have potential. Children always gonna have the
Is he
greatest potential.
roboting
You
y'all,
can
or
teach.
is that just me? My bad.
Yeah, I was
Is
gonna
it-
ask the same question too. Not now that
You
you say it.
roboting a little bit, bro.
All
I
right,
thought that
hold
was
on.
just me because I wasn't.
Yeah,
You
your
know.
connection bugging out a little bit.
Nah, it might be me. Mike,
Mike Pitt, you still there? It's raining here, so
Like check.
my internet is a little funky right now.
Now I hear you
It's been
fine.
going.
It was his.
It's been going in and out. Oh, this been raining hard the last couple hours. I don't know, man. Like, yeah, Gary Robot. Okay, cool. All right, he'll be back up. But yeah, man, it's all a process, man. But it's like Gary was saying, it's the circumstances and the conditions, man. You know, everybody conditions and circumstances will be different. I, I look at my parents. I remember having a conversation with you one day. We was talking about, how parents indoctrinate kids, and I don't think like with the things I was indoctrinated with, I don't think it was like malicious. It was just what they knew at that time, you know. And now I know better, so I have to do better. None of
Yeah.
my elders or ancestors or my parents for teaching me or doing their best, man. That's all they could do. My parents was kids when they had, you know. So what they knew is what they knew at that time. So
See,
I
my
don't
thing.
fault them for that. But now that I know better, I got to do better. I had an obligation or responsibility.
See, my thing is not even what they teach me, is what they didn't want me to find out. See, that's the thing. Is what they didn't want me to find out. See, it's like a lot of time
And
we like, man, don't go down the street, cause something gonna happen to you. But we're not telling them why. If they go, something gonna happen to them. We just tell them don't go, something gonna happen to them. And they're like, what? What my dad is talking about? I go down there all the time. Like I be down here, I be down the street all the time with my friend. What my dad is talking about? What my mom is talking about? Something bad gonna happen to me. Next thing you know, they down there, something happened to them. It's because again, you're not explaining to them. You expect them to be like, yes, all right. I mean, just take your word for it, knowing that they ain't gonna take your word for it because they've been asking you questions ever since they've been able to formulate a word. They've been questioning everything, right? And you just shut them down. You just let them know, man, stop asking me questions. Now you tell them don't go down the street because something gonna happen to them. You think they don't have some question for you? They have some question for you, but they ain't gonna ask you because you know you're gonna shut it down. They're just gonna
you
find out
see,
that oh,
and it's something that Young Riaz, what up, though, little bro? And it go back to something you said earlier, and I just said this to my wife in the conversation. You know, when we was talking about, she was like, I asked the question, how should be a better mother, and it's something that you alluded to earlier. A lot of parents, especially like outside of our generation, outside of like the '80s, '90s generation, they forget that they was kids. So even me interacting with my kids, I'm looking at them like, yeah, I remember what I was thinking when I was 5. I don't remember what I was thinking when I was 2, but when I was 5, I do. I remember what I was thinking. So I watch my son and the way he do stuff is like, okay, I understand. So I know how to approach him. I don't approach like I talk to my kid like an adult, but I have to approach him still as a child. You know, I can't approach him and talk to him like an adult because he's not. I have to approach him as a child, but I explain things. That's when I like as an adult. I think I like me as an adult. I'm more effective and efficient when I tell people stuff and I explain it, and then I don't have to explain it later because I explained it at the beginning. Like if you ever been in any management position, it's like it's better to explain it in the beginning so you don't have to explain it at the end. So
But
it's
that's
just
kind of
giving clear directions. That's all. Explanation is just I'm directing my kids. I'm giving them direction, and
that's kind
I
of
think
how
a lot
kids.
of parents forget that shit. They forget when they was a kid how they was thinking and how they was moving and why. Like you said, as a kid, I questioned everything and I got turned down. So I know how important it is to explain now as an adult. But they was just like people do. Well, I'm gonna do what my parents did, or that's how you supposed to do it. Well, that's how I was done, so I'm gonna do it like that. And that's not just because it was done on me.
Yeah, I agree, and that's kind of how kids communicate. Anyways, kids would tell you something, then they would explain to you. They would explain to you why they tell you what they're telling you. Oh, my mom didn't cook today, because we didn't have no money. We don't have no money. You know, like something like that. Or we don't got no grocery. You know what I'm saying? So they tell you something, but they explain it to you why. They're telling you that, and we think that we could just tell them something without explanation, and they're over there looking at you like, hold on, man, like, you just shorted me, man. I give you, I give you the whole thing. You just gave me half. Like, what's up with that?
Did we mic check Gary since he came back up? Gary mic check.
Oh, Gary's on the panel.
Oh, I thought he was back up. So he back up.
Yeah,
Am
he
I
left.
tripping?
I think, yeah,
Oh,
he dropped off.
I thought he came back up. I'm looking at myself.
But you have to
Yeah, I guess
understand,
I'm
bro.
behind.
You able to talk to your kids like that because you have done the work. So you are tapped in, with your inner child. I was just, building, on the platform with ladies, Goddess D, Goddess of Love, Mama D, right? And
Hmm.
you know, you was talking about mental health. Why, certain men, don't open up, about certain thing, you know, and then I forgot what we was talking about. Then I mean the inner child conversation came up, and I was saying that a lot of people don't even think that it's something that they need to you know worked on, because a lot of people saying that, man, the past is the past. I'm just focused, on the future, not even the present. I'm just focused on the future or the past. A lot of people like to bury the past, but that's what's coming back to haunt you. That's what make your life, the way it is. That's what cause so many chaos, turn your world upside down, because you need to deal with it. You need to resurrect your inner child, and take your inner child with you, and everything your inner child didn't get, you have to give it to, give that inner child, everything that that child didn't get. And a lot of people, they don't think that's something that they have to work on. But because you already worked on that, that's why you're able to tap into your inner child and communicate with your, kids.
Riders, what up, though, sis? What up, though? I was just talking about you. I was over there before I went live.
It
We
was a
just
mic check,
talking.
Gary. Can we get a mic check, Gary?
You're like, I'm trying to talk.
He probably is.
He said his Wi-Fi was acting up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he said his Wi-Fi was acting up. But yeah, um, I definitely I rock out with it, bro. I definitely rock out with that because Like I just remember like me growing up, bro. Uh, it was a lot of trauma. And when I was like 26, 27, I started healing from it, bro. And what solidified it was really when I met my wife, you know, it was just, she helped me heal from it without her even knowing. Like she didn't specifically do anything like intentionally. It was just having that safe space for me to actually be me, and go back and understand all the things that influence what I am now. Like even talking about, let me put this up real quick. Even talking about like what I was talking about last night, how to change behavior. A lot of our beliefs are created when we children, bro. What we believe in now, that was developed when we was kids, bro. So like when you talk about like indoctrination and relearning things, it's not until we adult that we can admit some of the things that happen, or things that were done, or things that were taught wasn't beneficial to us for us now.
Yeah,
It's not beneficial for us now.
bro, it's
And some
crazy.
people have a hard time letting shit go because it was a belief developed when they've been believing in it for this long, and now it's like that's all they know. So it's hard to let things go.
Mhm. It's crazy you said this, bro, cause that I literally told that, bro. Said this on the panel, bro. I'm like, yo, most men I know that's been through a traumatic, uh situation, that caused them, to not open up like that. These men, tend to, start their journey. Either is two ways that I've seen it. I'm not saying it doesn't happen all the way, but the two ways I've seen it happen is either they find that woman, or they have, you know, they have a they get a they have a daughter, in particular. It could be a son too, but in most cases I know it's a daughter, right? When that man get, have his daughter, his lives, he start to look at things different, you know and that, start to, trigger healing, with him, and him. Or like I said, the other way is when he finally find that woman, that he don't really know why he really, like that woman, until he realized that he loved that woman, because that woman gave him something that not only no other woman he was with give to him, but that he probably couldn't even get from his mom. And
And
that,
that,
go ahead.
I'm sorry, go ahead. I'm bad.
No, I was just saying,
The
and
rest
that
is
right there, that's what
healing.
start to trigger the healing, and you're like, man, that woman is something, and that trigger him to start to be better, being a better man. But go ahead.
And like you said, like oftentimes, like this, what people life gives you opportunities. Um, it gives you opportunities, as Gary said, get better or improve. And so a man who say a man grow up and he had a negative attitude towards women because of his upbringing, or experiences of him um coming of age, and then he get with a woman, have a kid, and the kid so happen to be a daughter, and now he gets the opportunity to revisit how he look at women through raising his daughter. That's what life will do. We have a belief about something, but life will put us in a situation where we have opportunity to really indulge and understand how that belief was created, and if it's positive or negative. Just interacting with people, bro, gave me that, like, because like growing up in the hood, it was like everybody was out for themselves. Everybody was in that surviving mode. So once I got out the hood, it's like I'm meeting people, and they actually genuine, just good people, want to help me with not looking for nothing in return. And it took me a while to adjust to that. Like, okay, these people just being nice, because they nice, not because they want something, not because They setting me up. No, they just nice because it is people like this. But you
And
gotta have that experience.
then
You don't have that experience, then it's hard for you to have that discernment to separate the two or even understand. Like you'll hear people even online like, oh, men are like this or women are like this, and they're just projecting their personal experiences. That's all they do. Because the reality is everybody's different. That's reality. You got good people and bad people. And it's up to you to determine are they good for you or bad for you. That's just reality. What's
bro,
like I might be good for some people, right? But I'm not good for a lot of people because a lot of people, just me speaking and having these conversations, it expose them.
hmm
So I'm not good for a lot of people, but I'm good for other people because it expose things and people that they working on or want to see. What up, Wildheart?
How's it going, man? Good see.
What up, brother? Chilling, man. You good?
salute, salute.
Yeah, not bad.
That's what's up, man. Good to see you, bro.
Yeah, good see.
What you been
Don't
up
let
to,
me.
man?
I've been in the hospital for the last couple of days with a head injury.
Oh, damn, you alright?
Yeah. I'm fine now. Yeah.
You had a fall or something?
Yeah. I fell over.
Oh, it's good to see you alright, brother. Good to see you alright.
Cool. Cheers. What's up? But yeah, don't let me interrupt. I've just started watching, so I don't know what you've been talking about. You know what I mean?
Man, we've been talking about like I guess a mixed conversation. I don't know. We've been talking a little bit about it a little bit. We were talking about kids at first, like bringing up kids, and we start talking about discernment, and we start talking about how we develop beliefs. So it's an open conversation, open topic though.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. I don't know about bringing up kids. Uh, but yeah, open discernment. Yeah, yeah, that's a good
Um,
one. Yeah,
yeah, the last part, like I was just hinting on, is how when the experience that we have when we kids often help develop our beliefs as adults. And how people um
yeah,
like you may experience something as a kid, but just life itself gives you the opportunity to experience similar things. So you may change that belief, going through that new experience. Give you a little example, right? When I was younger, I used to hate fucking honey mustard, right? I hated it. I ate it and threw up. Never liked it, the smell. And then as I got
yeah,
older, I realized like the same thing could be made different ways, right? So you can have the same thing like honey mustard, but different companies, they honey mustard tastes different. So I tasted a couple and I love honey mustard now. But when I was younger, I had a belief that it was nasty. But it's through experience that we can reshape our beliefs. Experiences have the opportunity to reshape beliefs. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, you know, but they do have an opportunity to change what we believe in or how we perceive things.
yeah. I don't think I've ever had honey mustard. I've had English mustard and French mustard, but I don't think I've ever had honey mustard.
That might be an American thing, then. I ain't know that. We eat a lot of bad foods over here. We rebels.
Yeah.
And my daughter is still woke, tripping. I hear my wife. Oh man, she will be a problem. My daughter
That's
is
it.
gonna be a problem.
Why is she gonna be a problem?
Oh man, my daughter 2 years old, and she already telling me, "No, daddy, you don't tell me no." Like what? Clear as day. She be like, "No, daddy, you don't tell me no." I'm like, "Who was you talking to?" Daddy, I'm talking to you. I'm like, this is a 2 year old kid doing it, talking to me like this. Like, she gonna be a problem, bro. She do what she wanna do. Like, I'm telling you, man. She's a crip. And she got her big brother to back her up. My son a snitch though, boy. He be telling everything. You can't do nothing. I remember after the 4th of July, I was like my wife and daughter fell asleep on the couch. And I think this was no, it was 2 days after the 4th of July. And I told my son, I said, "Come on, let's go outside and light this." It was like one of them helicopters that's supposed to fly up, like a jumping jack thing, whatever. Anyway, I'm like, "Look, we gonna light this." And I told him to stay on the porch. I lit it and threw it. And I guess when I threw it, it went upside down and it didn't fly up. And it was hot and dry that day, so it burnt a patch of grass. Right? I didn't have my water sprinkler on that day and it burnt
Yeah.
a patch of grass. My son came right in the house and like, Mom, Dad burnt up the grass. I told her, I said, "Don't tell Mama I burnt the grass up. She ain't gonna notice it, right?" Because it wasn't like a huge spot. He was like, "Okay." Came right in the house and told my wife, like, "Mom, Dad burnt up a patch of grass." And I'm like, "Man, why are you snitching on me?" I'm like, "I went out here because you was whining about it." And then he took the phone and told my mama, bro. I'm like, "Why is you telling everybody I burnt the grass, man? I just told you not to." He's like, "Dad, you did it." I'm like, "Man."
Wow, that's bad. Yeah.
Isn't that the truth?
But
I
it's
mean, you
good that
did it.
she seems like independent. You know what I mean. That might be a good thing. Like if she
He
just
wanna be a cop. So I mean, he'd be all right. At least
yeah,
he used to telling the truth. Shit.
yeah, that might be a good thing. In future, like
Yeah.
if she
I mean, he a good
yeah
kid, man. You just can't do shit around him because he gonna tell on you.
yeah the snitch.
He goes
Hey,
from
that's
there.
what I was too, man. I talk too much. Everybody was telling me that he talk too much. We can't bring him around. He talk too much. He can't be around. Like when they having these smart conversation, they gotta leave me out of it. Cause they know I talk too much. They can't bring me, and I'm still gonna follow them from a distance. Like that's how bad I was.
Why you not sleep? You don't know. You supposed to be asleep, mama. Oh, I heard something. Uh, well, you supposed to be asleep.
Yeah, sorry,
I wish y'all could see how. I wish y'all
I'm
could see
using
how she looking at me right now.
I'm using I keep kicking myself out. Sorry.
Oh, you okay, bro? Yeah, we just chilling, man. Ain't nothing serious up there. My daughter just decided to join. Ain't you supposed to be asleep? Oh my goodness, Rudy, what up? What did y'all want to be when you grew up? I wanted to be a cop. I wanted to be a cop when I grew up. Cause my favorite auntie, shout out to Aunt Jay, my Aunt Jackie. She was a state trooper, and I just remember her coming to always pick me up. And I mean, she picked me up from school a couple times and drove me home. And I used to always ride in the car with her. And I had like my cousins started becoming cops or state troopers. My cousin Pudgy became a state trooper. And I had some other
That would
cousins that became cops. So I always wanted to be a cop.
That would be cool.
And then I,
I was a plasterer for like 15 years. You know, like I think you call them drywallers over there. You know, like plasterers.
mm,
Yeah. So
what,
that's what I did.
what, that's all I thought about when I was a kid, becoming a cop. But once I became like a teenager, I didn't have a desire. I just wanted to be, I guess, a businessman.
Yeah.
I never had a desire to really be anything after that, besides like own my own business.
What kind of business though?
At that time, I wanted to do real estate. I wanted to,
Oh,
and I was almost there. I was probably like a year away from being like a property manager. Because like when I was younger, man, my uncle, like he owned 117 homes in Detroit, and he owned like 8 commercial buildings. And I was just like watching his lifestyle. I used to go in meetings and deals with him and stuff. I used to go collect rent with him, and it was
yeah.
like he the man. Like I remember he crashed the Lexus and went and bought a Mercedes the next day. He
Oh,
got
that's
drunk and
Yeah.
cool.
crashed. And he was backing out our driveway. It smacked. I remember this shit. 'Cause they was in the back drinking. Him, my step pops, and a couple other dudes was in the back drinking, and everybody was telling him not to drive home. And he was like, "I'm straight, man." He put the car in reverse and ran right into the damn telephone pole.
Damn.
Crashed the damn car, man. Like, god damn. Like I'm talking about, he had to be going like at least 40 out the back, out of the driveway. He
Yeah.
just hit the gas like, wow. I'm talking about, if you would have seen the car, it was like the telephone pole was in the back seat to push the whole trunk in, and the telephone pole was in the back seat. And I remember they took him to the hospital. They pushed the car back into the driveway. And then the next day he pulled up with a Mercedes and was like, damn, I did all this damage. And I'm looking like, man, this motherfucker went and bought a new car.
You
I
you
wanted to
must be.
be I wanted to be a soccer player. My dad
Oh,
wanted me to be a doctor, or he wanted me to be a lawyer, but I wanted to be a soccer player because I was just fascinated with with soccer. With a particular player, I just was fascinated with Ronaldinho, so I just wanted to be a soccer player. But once I start like once I become an adult, I just wanted money. I wanted money, and I was like, man, I know I'm gonna be somebody, but I didn't know what I'm gonna be, and I didn't like, man, I want to be nothing. I just remember everybody used to be like, yo, you're gonna be, you're gonna be somebody, you're gonna be somebody big. People used to tell me that when I was little, so I'm like, yeah, I already know I'm gonna be somebody big, but I was just getting money. I ain't worried about like trying to become nothing.
can I ask
Why do you
what
have this?
can I ask you what soccer player is
Say that again.
what sorry, can I ask you what soccer player it was?
Ronaldinho.
Ronaldinho, the original GOAT. Make the
Oh
great. What up, though?
yeah. That's cool.
Yeah. No, you can't push that, baby. No, we can't put. We're not typing right now. We can type tomorrow. I get your laptop out. No, this not yours though. This is daddy. I gotta get your laptop out, and then you can type. Okay, but not on this one, baby. Yeah, this daddy. Can I have a hug? Oh, who get a best hug? Oh, you get a best hug. Who the cutest baby alive? Lena. Lena. Mm. Bro, this be heaven, man. I didn't get the opportunity to like grow up with my parents. Like I moved with my mom when I was 9, so and they was in school, right? They was in college and shit when I was little like that. So Like this little stuff, like hanging out with the kids, talking to them, reading them stories, man. That shit be gold. That'd be my peace, man. That'd be like, people have a desire to be rich and famous and all that. I just have a desire to be with my kids, bro. Like when I do this, man, this trump everything in life.
I know exactly what you mean, bro, because I have one, bro. And when I say I have one, I should say I have two. Because I have a daughter, but I like to say my inner child is also my child. So I like to that's why I like to be in my alone. I like to be alone, you know, and man just having conversation with him. Like all the conversation that all the question he had when he was asking, that this question was shut, was getting shut down at the door. You know, we talking about these things. We talk about these things. You know, and that's why I'm saying I know exactly the thing you're talking about. And I was and I was gonna ask a question that I just got the answer to. You know, you're basically doing it right now. You're giving it to yourself, real. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. This right here, this is what success is, man. For me,
Hmm.
just for me, is being a good dad, having my kids, spending time with them, bro, teaching them things. Like my daughter getting into nature. That shit is, I mean, that's a beautiful thing. Like my son is so into nature, man. I'm showing him different types of grass. He fucked my wife up when we was walking the other day. He was telling her what type of grass. Like, Mom, this grass different. This Kentucky. Like my neighbor got some Kentucky blue, and he was like, Mom, this Kentucky blue. Mom, this is
Mm.
straight. And she was like, How do you know that? He was like, Dad. My wife be like, What do you be teaching him? I'm like, We go on nature walks, man. He
Hmm.
identified different trees. I'm telling him what trees he can get sap out of, what trees he can get water out of. But my son loves nature.
Bro, me too, bro. I used
Hmm.
to go on the countryside, bro, and I'd just be
Yeah,
walking on my grandfather's land, bro,
hmm
all day, bro. I'll go out like soon as the sun come up, I'll wake up, eat something, drink my coffee and bread, and I'll go walk around the land all day, bro, and come back when the sun is down. Just walking around in nature, picking fruits, you know, uh uh, taking showers in these, in the rivers, you know, just walking around in nature. And what I want to say with that, that that's the children get the weekend, you know, of everything. Like how people say, damn, like I always get the week. I mean, they get the end of the steak, you know. The kids, they get the weak end of the stick. The weak aspect. The parents, 5 days a week, right? It's business days, right? We got 5 business days. These 5 days, the parents is busy. Then on the weekend, when you ask them, yo, mom, when you going to take me to the park? Oh, I do it on the weekend. Mom, when you going to take me to, to do that? I do it on the weekend. Pa, when you going to take me to this? When you going to take me fish? When you going to take me to practice? I do it on the weekend. So everything is being done on the weekend, right?
Yeah.
Which is just 2 days,
I
which is just 2 days out of the week. And when you add
believe.
that up, that's only 104 days out of the year.
Sorry, I've got to leave. I've got a co-worker coming up in a bit. So thank you for having me on, and it's good to see everyone. Thank you.
Oh, for sure. Well, I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, this little munchkin ain't gonna go to sleep, so I might have to go put her to sleep in a minute. Ow!
Yeah, she's she's up with you.
That hurt? It ain't hurt. Why do you say that hurts? That did not hurt.
How bad it hurt from 1 to 10.
Look, man, listen, man. I can never be sad, bro. Anytime I feel down or something, I just pick her up and tickle her, man. Y'all can't tell me that wasn't the most adorable shit y'all ever heard, bro. Anytime I feel down, I just
Yeah. Those are the moment that you can never forget. You know, like
oh
you
man.
can be like 90 years old and you just looking at your daughter and you just start smiling. She like, "Pa, what happened?" Man, I just remember when I used to just hold you up, toss you up in the air like you was nothing. And now look
Yeah.
at you, right? And she like,
Don't pull
"Man,
it.
Pa,
Don't
you
pull it.
remember that?" Right? And you're just cracking up together, you know. Those moment like this.
Yeah, man, this little monster. Yeah, who broke the TV? How you don't know? Did you throw the rock? How you don't know? You're not in trouble. Did you? Did- Who did that, Daddy? I did that. I was like, that's what Daddy was doing.
Put you on the spot.
When you broke the TV, I was mad. Did you say sorry? Okay, that's all that matters. That you said sorry. We get a new TV, okay?
She probably like, "Daddy, I don't even know what it means to be broken. I just know the TV ain't working."
Hmm? I'm who? You
Oh,
supposed to be asleep.
she,
Yeah, don't try to sleep talk
she
me.
said, "I heard that. I heard that." She
Who?
trying to say, "I don't know."
What's today? No, no. You want to watch our butt? All right, go in the room and watch our butts. Go ahead, go watch our butt. I'll put our butt on. If you go lay down. Yeah, she a trip, man.
Yeah.
She gonna be a problem. I already know. She a problem right now. She a problem right now. Come on, let's go lay down. I know that's where it goes. It go right there. All right, come on, let's go lay down. Did you sleep? Mommy sleep? Why you not sleep? You trying to if everybody sleep, is Noah sleep? So why you not sleep? Everybody sleep. So you got to go to sleep because everybody else sleep. Yeah, bro. See, APTV, what up, though, bro? Yeah, got us DB having some good lives, man. I be in the bushes, man. I be in the bushes. So yeah, that's another good channel to link up with and have good conversations about, especially like development. You know,
Hey, I'm laughing, bro, cause it's
what
like
are you doing? Don't do something that I can't
I'm
undo.
laughing that my
Hold
inner
on, she
child is
almost deleted
listening to
everybody.
you.
Okay.
My inner child is listening to you having a conversation with her, and my inner child is like, "Yo, why are you telling her she's not asleep, but he's up too?" Like he thinks she don't know that. Nah, I mean, I was too smart for my own good, man. Like, ain't no way.
Yeah, man. I mean, bro, I can't even tell you some shit when I was a kid without incriminating myself, but yeah, I was too smart, too fucking smart.
Man, I knew I was too smart, man, when once I developed a alternate personality, man. Like I I'm telling you, bro, like I knew that I've seen it, like I could put up like a good, you know, character, where people would cherish me, you know, and in a quick second, I could just flip the switch, and all hell break loose. And I'm like, oh yeah. Once I start to realize that it was a wrap, like nobody could tell me nothing. You told me to do that. You told me don't do not to do something. It's basically tell me not to do it in front of you. That was my thing. You tell me don't do it. I'm like, all right. You mean don't do it while when you here, right? I got you. Soon as you
Mhm.
leave, I'm waiting. Soon as you leave, I'm finna go do it.
What is you doing? You bored? We'll go to sleep. If you bored, you've been waiting all day for mommy to come on. Now you want to come here and pick with me. Go lay down. You got your bubba? Yeah, man. She ain't gonna go to sleep, man. Let me put her down. Yeah,
Yeah, she
yeah, but,
knows, bro. She know you're the only one up right now, bro. What you think?
uh-huh. That's a shadow, baby. There's a shadow. Shadow, yep. It's a shadow. And you get scared? No, it's okay. It's a shadow. Well, she can be an actor, but she can
Yeah,
definitely be an actor.
yeah,
She know how to get my son. 2 years old, bro. She be setting my son up. You know, if she cries a certain way, I'm gonna react.
bro. You know what's going on right now. What's going on right now is something called is something in the mental that's going on right now. Right now, you trying to get her. You trying to convince her to to do what you trying to get her to do. She trying to convince you to get to let her do what she doing. You know. And that's
That's
all
what.
happening mentally, as a kid. She like, man, I'm finna get my way. Like, you're the only one up right now. Mommy is sleeping, and I need to do that. You're gonna let me do it. And you like, man, hold on right now. Like I'm live right now, oh, you need to go lay down. Everybody is up, it's kinda late. And she looking at you like, uh-uh, you know. So all of that is going on mentally. She's communicating with you and you're communicating with her, but there is a barrier because everybody to the blind side, her blind eye.
Mhm. This goes. I tell my wife all the time, like, I am not negotiating with no terrorists. And those are my kids, bro, because they show be trying to. My son be like that. Look, okay, just let me do this for 3 more minutes. One, two, three. It's not long. I'd be like, man, go sit down somewhere. Don't tell me you need 3 more minutes or something. Not long, Dad. Not long. Like, man, get out of here. What do I get?
Yeah,
And then she just tell me, don't tell her no. She'd be like, Dad, do not tell me no. Like, who was you? You
yeah.
about to go lay down with mommy? Where you about to go then? You don't know.
And eventually you knew that was gonna cause something, right? You know that, right?
You said what?
You know eventually that's gonna cause something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because eventually he gonna look
Uh-oh.
at it like, man, you know, why she always get a pass? And you're gonna be like, no, she don't. You're gonna be like, nah,
No, she
man,
don't.
I see something different.
No, I'm more like, especially in the culture, like the boys get away, like in the Middle Eastern culture, the boys get away with a lot more than the girls do. They more stricter with the girls than the boys. But I told my wife, like, shit, they black. So I'm gonna be hard on my boy. I'm gonna be hard on both of them. But yeah, he gonna get it to work.
Oh yeah, that ain't got what I'm saying is not even about you. It's just about
Go take
knowing
your ass to bed.
it's just that he's a
Oh
he's a
my
boy
god.
and a boy and a girl move two different, two different
Oh
ways.
my chunky.
Boys and girls move two different ways. That's what I was mean by that.
Mhm.
That's gonna cause something. He's not gonna look at it like that until he realize that's what it is. That nah, I'm not giving nobody a pass. They just doing their own thing. They just don't listen, and you just happen to listen.
Like, stop putting this on my mic. I wish I could have. Bro, she just walked over to my mic and started beatboxing. Come on, go to bed. Let me get off here, man, because she getting a little wild now. Come
She
on.
letting yeah, it's over, man. Like, come on, all right,
Yeah, it's a wrap.
it's over. But
It's
yeah,
a
man, I'm
wrap.
gonna let you, do what you gotta do. But definitely appreciate, coming over here and be with you. You already know. Until next time, bro.
All right. I appreciate you, bro. Hey, man, y'all know what I always say. You don't care about how you feel. These conversations to build nation. And if I say anything to resonate, I want you to do me a favor. Hit that share button. I might tell somebody. Help me spread the word. But until next time, we out. You want to tell them bye-bye?
Yeah.
Tell them bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, daddy. So you going in the room now. Now that I'm getting off, you going in the room. Oh, no, she ain't. She want to get her book. Yeah, we about to read stories. All right, people. Appreciate y'all.
I do it for the 9.
What up, 9?
Acknowledge me!
They've been telling y'all love, and I can't even tell y'all right. The way you feel influences the way you think, and the way you think dictates the actions you take.
You there, sitting at home. Acknowledge me.
When I move, is it a quick rumble? I won't ever fall, never stumble. And I don't need to be humble. Break down walls like Jericho crumble.